Alright, morning guys. It is Thursday morning. Back on the Chrysler minivan. And what I'm doing at this point, I'll give you guys a little look-see here. I've gone over this whole panel with 800, trying to knock some of this orange peel down. And I mean, you can see this is factory paint. This car is 6 months old, and that's how bad it is. So I'm knocking some of that down. Some of you people that watch our buddy HPR up there in Canada, if you saw his video yesterday, he touched on knocking the orange peel down before you paint, because it will only amplify the texture that your gun leaves if you don't knock some of it down. We've got this filler area ready to go. It's all feathered out with 80, 180, and then 320. Only got a couple breakthroughs to metal in here, so not a big huge deal there. I will take a scuff pad in this area, a red scuff pad, and scuff all this to get it ready to go. And then we're only going to prime. Let's back this up a little bit. We'll only prime to about here. It's a little wider than I wanted it to be. Hopefully I can keep the color from getting too close to the edges. Luckily, where this part of the gate from here down breaks, I don't expect it to match the bumper anyway, so that's not a concern. But where this breaks up here is at the top of this tail light, or it's below the top of this tail light. So any of this paint will still be factory. There's nothing for it to match up here except for this, which will not be getting repainted. This is a plastic trim up on the top there, which you probably couldn't even see me point to. This guy up here, this will not be getting repainted. It's separated by this chrome strip. So what I'm doing now is just continuing on with the 800. I feel like you guys really can't see what the hell I'm doing here, but I don't have anywhere to get the camera any higher, so we're using this DA right here, this Dynabrade 3/32 Sporbit fine finishing sander with a foam interface pad on it and a piece of 800 grit. And this 800, guys, does not last long, and I've said it a million times, but I'll say it again. When you're using the real fine grit sandpapers, don't keep using them and using them and using them thinking you're going to get all the life out of them. When it looks like they're not cutting anymore, peel them off and throw them in the garbage and get another sheet. It's not worth your time, because what will happen is when these get all worn out, they'll start to get little pills of your material that you're sanding built up on them, and it'll happen more and more as they wear out. When it's fresh, you'll still get them, but if you just take a blowgun and blow it off real quick, you're good. Or take a Scotch-Brite and just knock the dust off of it, and keep your dust off of the panel. If you just keep sanding over the dust, the finer grits will just float. So that's just a little, my 2 cents, a little quick tip for the day. So here we go. Starting to get a little build-up, so I'll just hit that with a little red Scotch-Brite and knock the dust off of it. Keep going. So that's as far as we're going to take that, as far as knocking the orange peel down. You can still see some around the edges. You guys will like this. There's a piece of dirt in the factory paint right there, and that's, you can see that white dot, that's sealer. That is not dust in that hole. So that's going to get a little dusting of color over it. You know, you'd think you'd get a little bit better job with these new vehicles. There's dirt in it here too. I mean, I get dirt in them, so I'm thinking they're painting in a controlled environment. I am not, but I mean, that's a pretty good chunk right there. That's got to get some base dusted over it to hide it. So this will be ready to go as soon as I Scotch Brite all my edges up in here. You can see the orange peel is not gone, but it's minimized quite a bit. So we'll Scotch Brite all this up in here and get that done. I'm waiting for some filler to cure over here. I got that spot right there on the bottom of the door, and this spot down here. This needs just a touch. Right along this edge, I'm going to wipe a little bit of putty along this edge. I got just a little imperfection here, and what happened when it dented it, it pushed this side out a little bit, so I had to take the body hammer and tap that back in, and it's got a little waver to it that I don't exactly like. It's a little high here, which I should have known as soon as I beat this in that this would pop up, but no big deal. I'll just skim this side real light and block that down. Finish all that in 320, and then this spot over here, sorry for the shaky cam, guys. I'm just going to get this camera on the stand. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build a body line. This body line right here had a little eyebrow in it where it came up on top, and I beat it down as much as I could. I explained yesterday that I could not pull that dent due to where it is in the door cavity. It was so close, quarters in there, and it was so sharp the dent puller would have never pulled it, at least not my my regular battery powered unit in here. You guys have seen me use it before. If I had a stud gun, I might have been able to get it, but I couldn't even get the paint out of the middle without probably sandblasting it. It was almost like it was a sharp impact, almost like the point of that hammer right there went into it. So hopefully we'll be able to block that out and get that squared away, but everything else is looking good. So that's where we're at for now. I'll give you an update right before we're ready to prime. We're already at 10 minutes, and you know, we're getting a little long here, so we'll make this video one for the day. Everything else will be blocked out and ready for primer here shortly, so we'll just catch up with you then, and take care.